you know, sometimes you got to roll with the punches. And I was like, I'm having an adventure this week. We're having an adventure on this day off. I refuse not to. Let's go hiking. Of course, the universe had other plans. Western Wyoming got hit with a bit of a cold front. It's June. Temperatures dropping down to freezing and getting a bit of freezing snow and well, all snow is frozen, but freezing rain and regular snow. It's just been a weird day. I fell asleep for like 10 hours, a lot longer than I normally do. Woke up pretty late, got on the road, and it's snowing. So that's going on. I had to run an errand in Montana. So I decided to hit Yellowstone on the way up. Got up to the parking lot for the Sentinel Meadows. It's a little past the Old Faithful area, still in kind of the geyser basins. My plan was to do a big, I guess you could call it like a double loop, and then hit kind of the Midway Geyser Basin. Got started on that hike, past Caliente Ojo, or Ojo Caliente, one or the other. I don't know what Ojo means, but Caliente means hot, so hot spring, maybe? There's guys over there. That's not bad. I ended up coming across two herds of bison at where the meadows kind of opened up and there was a big scenic overlook. And that was absolutely awesome, just seeing those huge, furry, fuzzy guys posted up in the snow was... It's like one of those moments where you stop and think to yourself, like, I'm alive. Like, this is a living, breathing moment. Like, this is life happening before me in front of my eyes. And it was so crazy. I'm having trouble describing the sense of awe you get when you're hiking by yourself and you come across a herd of bisons. And not only that, it's in the middle of blizzard-like conditions, and they're just there doing their thing as normal. Well, I turned around since there was a bunch of bison blocking the trail. That was pretty awesome. They're still right back there. I still want to try to make it to Fairy Falls, so I think I'm going to just backtrack and hope I can kind of loop around. But I guess we'll see, since it's starting to stick. I didn't think anything was going to stick today. Conditions are very variable, so I guess we'll kind of see how it goes. With the conditions being as bad as they were and the bisons blocking my way, I really didn't want to test my luck. If the snow did start to stick and I lost the path, that could be a big problem. And I was trying to decide whether or not to push on or just call it a day and go back to my car. And that's the thing. It's always the sunk cost, dude. You always just have to get going with hikes. It's going to be a big hike. You're going to be like, I don't want to do it. Just get on the trail. As soon as you're there, you keep pushing. In terms of precipitation, this is like the best precipitation that I've ever walked in. Rain really sucks. I haven't met anybody that really likes walking or hiking in the rain. But snow can be cool if it's not too cold, which it's not today. It's kind of the perfect temperature. It's barely beneath freezing. I don't even know if it's below freezing on the ground. So it's not sticking kind of in these main parts. It was still a few miles to get to the falls. So it was pretty cool walking through like geyser fields. Yellowstone has a weird vibe of being a very natural, quote unquote, heart of nature place. But at the same time, the geysers make it look like an active battlefield where like a bomb has just gone off and the ground is barren. Where the hot steam and the bacteria is growing. So it can have this it's almost impossible to describe because it's incredibly natural, and yet at the same time there's these very irregularities of natures in the geysers there. Yeah, usually I say it only counts if you touch the water. We're gonna cross that rule off the list for Yellowstone. Ended up spotting Fairy Falls from a pretty good distance out. Kept hiking along, saw a few more bison. It's always cool seeing the solo guys hanging out by themselves. Got like one of the greatest shots on an iPhone that I've ever had. Took a quick detour down to Imperial Geyser, also really sick. Geysers are a lot more reactive in cold weather. That's a big advantage of going to Yellowstone when it's a little bit colder. The hot steam, when it hits the colder air, it just looks a lot more bloomy, a lot puffier. It's a lot more reactive of a reaction. So it's cool to see them in those conditions. Oh boy. I'm learning with Yellowstone, now that I've completed all the touristy stuff, getting off the trail and seeing these kind of amazing places by yourself, there is an element of like self-accomplishment and exploring and traveling. You're not at a theme park featuring natural exhibits. You're in a national park. Walking through the woods with the snow coming down was absolutely beautiful. The whole thing was enchanting, and it is a testament to how easily humans forget pain, because I was miserable at some points during this hike. I have waterproof shoes, but I wore my lightweight non-waterproof ones, not thinking, and they got wet very quickly. Fairy Falls has a vibe to it. It has a bit of personality, there's a bit of magic in the air when you walk up next to it and you feel the breeze with the water in your face. The snowflakes coming down and joining with that too. That was just a very ethereal experience. Ew, that's gross. There were more people on my way back around the loop. I kind of cut back into a more populated area to see the back of Grand Prismatic Spring. That is one of my favorite features of the park because it is just really cool. So seeing it from the overlook is really sick. It's not as cool as being down. It's really awesome being down in the smoke of the Grand Prismatic Spring and seeing like the different colored smokes from the reflections from the sun. But the overlook was really, really awesome too, and a really cool. I always love like visiting the same place from a different angle. So after that, it was just another few miles back to the car. I say another few miles, but at this point I was exhausted. I was really feeling it in the legs. All right, I think I've fully lost my mind. I'm going by Goose Lake right now, and it's super spooky and very scary. I don't know how much exactly I got left in the hike. That didn't sound right, but it should be about 2 miles, maybe a little less, hopefully a little less. I ended up doing about 12 miles total and then booked it back to Jackson. And it was just an absolutely beautiful sunset to cap off the rest of the day. I knew one was coming, lads. I knew one was coming, lads. Look at that. That is a beautiful one. Beautifully done. It's like one that you could like get to the end to. Let's get to the end to it. There's two of them. Two bad boys. Look at that. Look at that. Two of them, two bad boys. Oh my gosh, dude. Look at that. Holy crap. Whew. Oh, wow. That's crazy. That's like that's actually nuts. Oh my gosh. The conditions were just right to sort of highlight it against these dark clouds. As the sun was just dipping down during golden hour, the clouds were settling in the mountains in just the most amazing way. We ended up with more cotton candy skies, so that was awesome too. And it was just a great way to cap off the rest of the day. I did get stuck behind a cop on the Teton Pass, which kind of sucked because he was going really slow. But besides that, it was good. I was like, you know what? It's fine. The universe is telling me, slow down. And it's pretty crazy. I've been trying to figure out recently, like, what I want to do with these videos. It's like, do I want to make it into, like, a video journal? A video sort of thing, too? I don't want it to just be, like, I'm going on my adventures and take a look. Like, I feel like there's something more valuable there. But maybe that's just something I'll figure out kind of as I go. And I got tired of thinking about it. I got tired of just thinking about it, you know? You only get better at stuff if you do it. So go out and do it and suck at it and then get better instead of thinking about it. Because thinking about it's not going to make you better. It's just going to make you better at thinking about it. See you next week.